After considering a dream of playing in the big leagues one day,
it was his passion for helping others that instead motivated Kinston's Mayor B.J. Murphy to pursue a career in civil service at a young age.
Now he plays ball with city leaders on how to best move Kinston forward.
What comes to your mind when you're out here at Granger on a game day knowing that this place is going to be packed in a few hours?
A lot of community pride is here, from my dad's high school class graduating out here to knowing we've had some incredible athletes play on this field, to today when you've got a 12-year commitment to have this atmosphere alive and well. There's just a lot of community pride here.
Recently you just announced your bid for re-election for a third term, but it'd actually be your fourth time running for mayor.
Absolutely.
Because you lost in 2005.
I did.
You were just 25 years old. What did you learn from that experience, and do you think it helped you to actually lose?
Absolutely. At 25, relatively no name ID, no one really expected me to win. I thought, given the election results, I lost by 299 votes out of 4,200 against a three-term former mayor who was very popular. Thought, hey, you know, I didn't really lose because I gained a lot of experience. People kind of understood where my passions were, and so I really won.
It's been about 8 months since Hurricane Matthew, and I know the recovery continues whether we can see it or not. There's a lot of families still struggling, a lot of businesses trying to get back up and running. What's this process been like for you and council to try to regain some normalcy in this city?
You know, normalcy started, I think, roughly around a week after the floodwater started receding, because that's when New Sports Shop reopened, and we all saw that as symbolic of the tenacity of our community and the business community. But look, there's roughly a dozen or more families right now still living in hotels. There are roughly 50 citizens in Kinston who need a buyout, 150 more in the county. And so there's a couple hundred families here that, you know, they just weren't expecting this to happen. And now that it's happened, luckily from Floyd to Matthew, we were able to get a lot of people out of the harm's way. But it's still a lot to take in, especially when we had that rain event in April where 7 months after Matthew, here we are doing it again.
I want to take you back to something that probably transformed your life unlike anything ever, and that was the death of your mother. Murdered when you were 4 years old.
Right.
Her killer wasn't brought to justice until 20-some years later.
Right.
How did that shape who you are today?
Shaped us tremendously. You know, I learned a lot about, not just through that experience, because I truly didn't understand it until I was, you know, 8 or 9, 10 years old, what really happened. I didn't comprehend what really happened. I just knew my mom wasn't there. And it also gives you belief in a system of justice. You know, that even 2 decades later, you know, through proper DNA evidence, that you really can bring closure for a family.
What's your favorite restaurant?
My favorite, you know what, with a family of 4, it's always deciding between like Pizzavilla and El Norteño and Chick-fil-A. I don't know if I have a real favorite, but we have the staples that we always go to.
Favorite music? Any kind of music that you just really love?
You know, I like contemporary Christian music. I really enjoy beach music. I don't hear that a lot on the radio. You know, shagging music down here is kind of a staple, but I don't have a real preference. I mean, I like everything from the Dixie Melody Boys to MC Hammer. I mean, I kind of run the spectrum. I don't really have a true preference.
MC Hammer was my first ever concert.
Is that right?
Oh my gosh.
I used to know all the words to Ice Ice Baby. It was 4th grade though. When I had the tape, I had to hit rewind and play and write the words down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As we close things out, you talk about things that are great to see. The stadium's filling up, a lot of families. How great is it to have baseball back and to see families have another outlet with something to do here in Kinston?
Yeah, baseball has been synonymous with our community for 8 or 9 decades. And these 5 years drought that we had were real tough. And, you know, this is what our community needs. It's good for Eastern North Carolina.
You know, those are some of the good things happening, but crime is still a problem. It is in many places across Eastern North Carolina. Are you optimistic that some of these, you know, crime statistics are going down and you're headed in the right direction?
The statistics prove for themselves that what we're doing collectively is working. I mean, the last couple of years, all the major indicators of crime are down. It doesn't mean that we're not immune to it. I mean, every town has crime, and so we expect it. The question will be to what degree and how often. And so why would, talking about the investments, why would these public and private entities invest so much, literally to the tune of millions of dollars in our Kinston economy, if they didn't think they'd get a return on that investment?
The mayor says he's optimistic about the future of Kinston, especially with baseball being back here at Granger Stadium. To see my full interview with Mayor B.J. Murphy, just head over to WNCT.com and stay tuned in the future as I go one-on-one with your elected officials.